Welcome to Hardline. Today, I've got a little bit of Epstein related material to relate. First off, we'll start with the least dangerous and deadly. Ghislaine Maxwell apparently hired Jacob Wohl, who you might remember as having teamed up with Jack Berkman, who is a grifter who tried to turn a legitimate forensics project investigating the Seth Rich death into a reality TV show. Apparently Wohl, who has been implicated in scam after scam and actually has at least one court case pending at the moment that he's been getting pushed back. According to the Daily Mail, a former friend of Wohl in an exclusive interview said that Ghislaine Maxwell offered to pay $25,000 for Wohl to try to smear some Epstein victims. Now, by the way, this is a guy who tried to claim that Nancy Pelosi was buying high-priced escorts, and he even got a guy to stand in and pretend to be one of the high-priced escorts. So, long story short, anybody who hangs around too much with Laura Loomer and Ezra Levant, you might want to check and see if it's a hoax. On top of that, by the way, we've got a couple of suspicious suicides. Yes, we're still on the Epstein subject, obviously, because people are dropping like flies. So maybe you heard about the judge in an Epstein-related case whose son was just killed. He opened the door for FedEx. The FedEx man shot him. Also, the gunman was a lawyer with Kroll Associates, who some have referred to as the CIA of Wall Street. Kroll was involved in 9/11 and has been suspected at times of being a Mossad front company. Kroll was also involved in managing delivery of intelligence and security in the former Soviet Union after the fall of the USSR. And so, you know, the gunman, the assassin, this lawyer, he's a lawyer too. He's an MRA, male rights activist, anti-feminist lawyer, and he decided that he was going to shoot a judge's son and then kill himself. Like immediately, he killed himself afterwards. It made sure we didn't have time to ask him any questions. Then in the same span of just a few days, we've got a Deutsche Bank, by the way, owns part of the National Storage Affiliates Trust. NSA, huh? Yeah, and they've also had NSA and CIA members as the head of their boards. So Deutsche Bank apparently was moving around hundreds of millions of dollars for Mr. Epstein, and they were going to look into their possibility of complicity at the bank. And instead, the banker committed suicide. Or anyway, his apparent suicide was ruled a suicide by the LAPD. And hey, why wouldn't you trust the folks who lost the door with the bullets in it when RFK was shot, right? I mean, why wouldn't you trust those guys? So the FBI had subpoenaed Deutsche Bank in May for all the loans and accounts linked and closed Epstein's accounts. And law enforcement said that the FBI planned to interview all the wealth fund managers who worked for Epstein, including Mr. Bowers, who apparently committed suicide. All I've got to say is let's all say a prayer for Ghislaine Maxwell and any of Epstein's bankers, because I really want them to live. I really want them to live and testify and spill that dirt. And that's all I've got for you today. This has been Hardline.